Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, hello, good evening, welcome back to Rangers Radio. St Mirren 2, Rangers 2, and an interesting, but again, severely lacking quality for your part at New St Mirren Park, 2 each. Join myself, Oxford, back in the show is AK.
Hi, evening, Ox. That's an hour and a half we'll not get back. Absolute crap.
Yes. Severely lacking quality. Listen, I'll be really honest with you, mate. We can start with the tactics and the shape, but it didn't really work. Because if you ping the ball in behind, that's the trouble with 3 at the back, mate. If you just ping it into these spaces, mate, you end up with 5 at the back. And then you don't have the people in midfield. But ultimately, you can have all the systems you want. You can set up with all the tactics you want. But if players can't pass the ball and do the basics, mate, you're struggling. And I only gave one man pass marks in that Rangers team today. And I thought it was an abysmal performance. Yeah, there was moments. The goal that Desser's nice goal we finished, who I thought was dreadful, but he still managed to score a nice goal. And he'll say, well, I've done my job. And Raskin's goal was an excellent goal, and we broke away and we done things, but the defending, the midfield play, and the attacking, none of it, and the goalkeeping was awful as well. AK.
I thought it was a wonderful game of football. Listen, if that's the message that Barry and his coaches are getting to the players to get the winning mentality into your head. You're playing for that support for the jersey. It's going in one ear and out the other. The players they're on the beach.
They're on the beach. That's a good saying, mate. Because obviously the Bilbao game, that was if you like, the competitive season finished, and now we haven't won in 5. What was that?
5 games, aye.
5 games, mate. Yeah, you have to go back to the Dundee game. Yeah, and It was truly awful, and we've lost 2 goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the last 8 games. We've lost 2 goals, yeah.
Aye.
And then we lost 1 away in Fenerbahce, 2 at home to Motherwell, 2 at home to Kilmarnock. Yeah, the defence has been awful, but obviously they were poor today. I'll go through. We'll divide it up, AK, quickly before we get the phone lines. We'll talk about the young and the old. Yeah, so we'll say that Liam Kelly's young just for the debate. So Liam Kelly, I know he's not that young. He's quite experienced, but he's come in and that was his worst game this season for us. And he's played in 2 parts of the season. Around about Christmas, then he's come back in. His kicking was poor, one of the things that we think he's better at. He looked nervous, yeah. He came for his positioning was poor. He had a decent save when the guy came through on him. He caused, it was a bomb scare today.
Yeah, I think he put Butlin's gloves and boots on today. I thought the whole team was horrendous. We were talking about it before the game, Ox. Passing about between ourselves at the back, between the goalie, the 2 centre-halves, goes out to the full-backs. It's predictable, it's easy to read. So St Mirren push up on us. They know the mistake's going to come, but the mistake just doesn't come for Kelly, it comes for Suter as well. We could have lost a goal there as
yeah,
day, and then...
Stick to the players, we're talking about Liam Kelly, we'll come to
Aye. Well, you can go through the lot of them. Aye. I know, listen, he's no good enough. He's not good enough.
Right, so then we'll take the 2 left-sided defenders, the young boys, Jeffy and then Salah. I championed Jeffy at the start of the season as he kicked on. I thought, pace, he's got something about him, about the back. He looks as if he's towing a caravan now. Yeah? I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's just they say the jersey's too big for him. They having to be up for it all the time. Maybe he's just no got it, mate. He still get pace, but we don't see it, mate. We thought the left foot, just put it into the box, swing it in. No, that's not happening. Then in Salah, he goes and does similar. His distribution, he can't heed it, mate. He can't heed it. A centre half, he's big and powerful, and he can't heed it. Now you've seen that with their equaliser, their first equaliser, mate. It's a throw in. He's in front of it. He gets in front of the guy, goes and plays it. With his foot up in the air when he's got to come and head it away. He then plays it into the penalty spot. By the way, Nico Raskin was caught a bit flat-footed, but we'll maybe excuse him because of his energy and effort. But if he comes and heads it away, the way he's facing, puts it back, clears it, puts it away for the goal, none of it happens. What's he trying to do? So they were very, very poor for me today. And I'm going to give the two of them 3 out of 10, mate. There you go.
Oh, you're being kind. I'd take Albert to be on the phone to give you an overall score. I think you'd be lucky to get 1 or 2 out of 10, and that goes for the full team, apart from probably Raskin. He was the only player.
I'm just going to say it again. We're going through the players, and Salah and right. I can drop you, mate, and just talk to myself. And Salah and Jeffrey, yeah.
Hopeless. It just comes down to mentality. I think it's mentality that spreads throughout the whole team. And Barry and his coaches are on about mentality, they're on about character, he says all the right words for the support to hear. He's surely saying that message in the dressing room, and they're not carrying out.
Alec, we'll come to the coaching staff. We're talking about in Salah and Jeff. Right, don't do a bridge on me. Answer the question.
They were hopeless.
Right.
They were hopeless to do them. Right. And Salah, they're 2 young guys, but they're looking for guidance and instruction and talking through, and they're not getting it. But that comes from within as well. That was just a poor performance. Right. You can't excuse that, and you can't accept it.
So we'll take the other young guys in the team today that we wanted to see. Bailey Rice, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what Bailey Rice has got. He's got a lovely touch, mate. A lovely touch. There was one pass he made in the first half where outside his boot. I can't remember who played it. It might actually be out to Jeffrey, yeah? You can see it. But playing in midfield, mate, you've got to be mobile. You've got to be alert. You've got to be quick. You've got to be able to run, have an engine. And you've got to be able to head the ball. You can't, another one in my teammate can't head it, by the way. Diamandi's the same, right? But he can't head it. He's not got great pace. We don't know about his engine because we've not seen him long enough, but it doesn't look as if he gets about the park that much, and he's got to do more after the ball. Now, he gets a pass because he's not played a lot of first team games, right? But he was, along with the rest of them, was poor today. Then you go to Iggyman, who tried so many things, and we talked about it before the show, he turns things into frustrating. We'll see today, all he done was frustrate, yeah?
Aye. Albert and Southside nailed Bailey Rice last year when they watched him in the academy. They say he's got a good player, a good touch. He's got vision for a long range pass, but he's no mobile. And that was Albert and Southside seen him last year, 18 months ago, with the academy team. He's no moved forward. And Barry tells you that he's not developed as quick as what they want him to be. I mean, whose fault's that? Is that the boy or is that us? But when you're on that park, it's collective responsibility. Take responsibility for your own performance. He's not showing it.
There was a couple of times in the first half when he's running out with the ball. He is looking for a pass, and somebody never made a run for him. But you're not going to get that time playing with the men, are you? They're just going to get in tappy and they get mugged a couple of times. But we'll give him a pass. I thought Iggyman was poor as well, mate. You know, with his decision making and what he was trying to do. You know, when it comes off, it's wonderful. When it doesn't come off, it does your nut on AK.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was actually looking forward to seeing how Iggyman went against the likes of Alex Gogic today, but I thought Alex Gogic was outstanding for them again. He's not a brilliant player, that Ox, but see what he's good at is the physical, one-on-ones. You very rarely get by him. And he is a guy that'll heed it. He'll put his head in where it hurts. He's a wee bit of a dirty player, I know. He got his usual booking in that against us, but for a journeyman, St Mirren are good at filling their team with these type of players, which make it difficult for us to play against.
Big physical team, and they play to their strengths. So, listen, obviously we're critiquing the other players, so we'll move on. We'll part the youngsters, and we'll move on to Proper, Suter, and Tav at the back, mate. Collectively, I thought they were awful, mate. Awful, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was moments John came and he did it. He looked ponderous, he looked slow. Proper, if you watch the second goal, he steps out to come and win it. It's miles short, and then it gets played in between Suter and Tav. It's just shocking defending. Then he comes and he's the guy to come and win the headers. Doesn't do nothing in the first goal, but I don't think he can get there. But he gets caught in possession. He was trying to walk the ball out casually. They should have scored there, AK. And that's for Proper, mate. I've never known a guy who's doing a centre-half who goes down so often, injured. His ankle's been twisted, and then 2 minutes later he's back on the park. You're either hurt or you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you suggesting the players are hiding a wee bit and passing responsibility?
I'll use your phrase, mate. I think on the beach is fair enough, mate. Yeah, and they've got responsibility to everybody who cares about the club, and the supporters have made their way there. There was no empty seats in our end, was there?
No, you're right.
Once again, they could empty that far away stand, moved them about and got more people in, but that's a whole different debate. But they three in the back, Tav was non-existent in the forward role. Mr. Fox will stick up for him, but he still managed to let the ball run under his feet underneath pressure. He didn't influence much going forward. Didn't do a lot wrong defensively, but he didn't have a good game. So they three, they're getting 2.5s, and that's because they're more mature, right? Raskin was
2.5.
Yeah, Steve will be happy, right? Raskin was my player of the match, mate, and they summed it up in the last minute. But I'll come to another thing about Raskin later. His effort, his energy. He didn't have his best game he's had for us, but he was still our best player by a distance, AK.
He was the only guy willing to break sweat. The rest of them are going through the motions, as I say. They're on the beach mentality. They're on the beach because they've nothing left to play for, they think. But you're wearing our jersey. You're still playing in front of that support. You're representing our club. Have a bit of pride in your own self-performance. And they're not getting the club box. I mean, Barry's, I say that they're sending the right message to the support, but I don't think the players are getting the message. It's not sinking in.
Watching that, mate, they're not listening, mate. The goals we've lost since they come in. We've actually went backwards, mate. We've went backwards. Yeah.
And you can blame all the managers that we've had over the last 10 years as much as you want, but when does the players actually start getting the finger pointed at them?
You always get a free pass because in the last 10 years there's only Tav there, isn't there? The rest of them are on you, basically 1 year, 2 year, mate. There's only Tav in that group of players that were involved today. There was only Tav involved in Seville, mate. It was a completely different group of players, mate.
But they still seem to carry the same baggage, the same mentality.
We'll see what happens. So we then can talk about the two forwards. I mentioned Diggerman already. I thought Dessers was the enigma. It was Dessers. I got a text when he'd done that one over the bar, mate. I'd like to see that one again for the offside, mate, if he was offside or not. But they obviously said he wasn't. And he get a nice touch, and then he just balloons over the bar. And then he manages to score. It's a bit of a stramash. He turns and puts it in the net. He gets his goal. But then you see him, the ball come down the sky. He tries to kill it with his thigh. He puts it for a big kick for about 20 yards. He miscontrols it when people are playing it into him, mate. I don't know, mate. It's time to move on, I think, if I'm honest. So that's the starting 11. The subs that come on, we'll leave them. I don't think they contributed to anything. Dessers gets a 4, mate. Igaman a 3. Raskin a 6.5. Diamande, who spent a lot of time in his backside, tried hard, didn't influence, his passing was poor. He gets a 4. There you go.
Yeah, listen, I couldn't argue with a lot of that, what you said, but the first one where the Dessers balloons out of the bar, Diamande played him in there. That was a brilliant ball for Diamande, and he was onside, because I had I noticed, the still, and he definitely was onside. So he's one-on-one with the keeper inside the box, and he blazes it out of the bar. He needs to score these sort of goals, Ox. You know that, but he scores his goal. I think it was Bailey Rice. Shot it into Raskin, and Raskin played a clever ball through to him. Good feet for him, and a good finish. But when you're looking for the moments to win a game 1-0, you've got no confidence in him at all.
No, but I mean, obviously, we can't keep Wayne's out of close at the moment, mate. Yeah.
Aye. Mm-hmm.
You know,
the defence is rotten. Rotten.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, since Barry comes in, we've lost 2-3. We've had 1 clean sheet. Sorry, I 2 clean sheets. Yeah. No, that's not true. 1 clean sheet. At home to Bill with 10 men, which was arguably the most difficult game. Lost a goal against St Mirren, lost a goal against Fenerbahce. You lost 2 to Fenerbahce, you lost 2 to that mob, 3 to Dundee, 2 to Hibs, 2 to Aberdeen, 2 to Atletico, and 2 to St Mirren, mate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not working. And I'm just going to have a go. I'm getting the management team 2 out of 10 a day, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Aye.
I'll tell you why. Right, we've tried a shape, right, that we've tried before, and it works in certain games, and we must have thought it would work again, and it didn't work at times. But I'm not blaming the management. I'm not blaming them for that, because the players were that poor. Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered what you did on. Right, however, they're losing all the marks. We've got a game next week, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Which it means a lot to the support always, yeah? You agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we've got a guy there who is our best player. He's been booked. They're trying to sucker him in, yeah?
Aye. Mm-hmm.
He should be off the pitch, mate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He should have been off the pitch, yeah?
Well, you seen who was the challenge? Was it with Gogic or that again? With Raskin, and they tried to. The crowd were asking for a red card for him, weren't they? And that was just cemented the season. But you're right. I mean, Clement's been slaughtered for his setup, his formation, the 4-2-3-1, and how he wasn't adaptable, and Barry is adaptable, and he's getting a fresh approach, but he's went down the same road. He's refusing to change. I mean, where was our width today? It was meant to come for Yefty and Tav. You hardly seen the two of them up the park all the time. So the middle of the park was congested. Their defence was deep. There were just no creativity coming.
Yefty's gone, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I championed him, mate, because he's paced at the start of the season, mate. Just running down the wing, keeping it simple. It looked as if nobody could catch him. That was the last time you seen him sprint forward. Forward. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
it's just...
Right, we better get these phone lines on. I'm done with my whinging, mate, yeah? I thought that was awful. I'll tell you what, it was as bad as the guy who came up with that bet he had today, yeah?
Beaten under an hour, that's a record. Well done, Sis, right?
Yes. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, it was poor fare. Listen, that was my take. Listen, there was enough drama in the game. You know, enough incidents, tackles. By the way, the referee, I think it was a yellow card on young Raskin quite early by that boy Phillips, who gets about the park, breaks it up and shows great energy. Now he throws himself about and he makes some rash challenges. But there's a bit of physicality in there. We have nothing, mate. Nothing.
Right.
Yeah, but young Raskin's having to go for every header, break every play, make every tackle, mate. It's just It's unbelievable, mate. And he's got to cover everywhere, left to right. No wonder he's no covering O'Hara. He's basically like taking a breather. Yeah, when you watch that back, it was poor play by Raskin, mate. He left him. Yeah.
Aye. He fell asleep to let him go, but he taken his goal well himself, right enough, Fox, didn't he?
Nice.
But it was, I just looked at the two teams that were nothing to play for, because St Mirren were 9 points behind Aberdeen and Dundee United getting into that game a day, and we're 13 points clear of Hibs. If there's any consolation, I think that's his secured second place today. Aberdeen beat them.
But the other thing about the management team today, right? If you accept it, to use Allbear's phrase, dead rubber, when they broke Conor Barron on, I know we'd like to win the game, but I know give the boy a chance. Yeah, he's put on the bench.
I know. It's just, what's the point? What is the point of bringing on a player with 2 minutes to go or 5 minutes to go?
Touched the ball 5 times, 4 times he gave it away, mate. And I don't even know if Barjami touched the ball and he was on the park for 12 minutes.
Aye, and Tom Miller's saying, that's a positive sub, take off Inciala, bring on Bajrami. You see, he didn't even get a touch of the ball, so what was it?
Touched the ball. Don't even think he touched the ball. Yeah?
Yep.
So there you go. So, in my opinion, the experiment's over, and I don't think that people will be clamouring for Barry to be the manager, mate. Yeah? Listen, I'm not blaming Barry for their players because they've done it before.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're ultimately the squad's no good enough, mate. And that's not Barry or his coaching staff's fault, yeah? But
no.
It's going to have to be root and branch. It's happening off the pitch, and it's going to start soon. And we're moving into May this week. And things have to start moving, mate.
Aye, big time. Rebuild after rebuild, isn't it? Reset after reset, new manager, new ideas, new squad. We need to get players out, we need to get players in. It's a never-ending nightmare than a dead of doom, I call it.
Aye, so we have to go forward and hopefully start getting things right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and but it's also, if I've got any sympathy for the players, you use the thing when you're on the beach, that can happen, and it does happen. It's not right. It shouldn't happen because people are paying their money to come and watch you, yeah, and support you.
Aye, it's Barry's trying to get a message. He's been saying it for what, 2 months, 2.5 months. He's been in situ about getting the message about representing our club in the shirt and have a pride in performance for yourself. Be professional. They're getting paid. They're all wealthy young men, Ox, and they're going out there as if they're just going through the motions, and that's exactly what we're looking at the performance. And St Mirren and teams of that ilk, they're not as good, ability-wise as what our team is, because obviously they're on a lesser pay than what our players are. But by God, they still showed the effort and the endeavour.
They were the better team for that game, mate. And they were better coached. They were better coached, fitter, better organised, and they looked a better team, mate. Yeah. If you were a neutral, and that it just appeared. You wouldn't know the disparity in the wages, and that's 8 points they took off us this season, mate. 8 points. That's because we've not got the physicality. It starts with our goalkeeper and the centre backs. It moves into the midfield. Yeah, Raskin's a robust player, but he's not a giant. He's coming up against guys. He's a middleweight coming up against cruiserweights constantly, mate.
The team lack the fundamentals to be a successful team. We've all seen it ourselves. We've seen this movie before too many times, and it's getting monotonous now. And the season ticket holders, the people who pay their money into Rangers, merchandise, my shares, whatever way you pay into the club, we're just getting sick, fed up of seeing the same old movie, the same old rubbish, time and time and time again. And no matter how many managers is getting the message to the players, the mentality, as soon as they cross that white line, it's all on the players then, and they're not showing it. They don't want it. They don't want to be there. Season's over.
They always get away with it, mate. They always get away with it, don't they? It's mental, isn't it? You know, as we said, in any other industry, mate, you gone and got them, but you can't in football. You know, I've used the analogy for decorators by putting the wallpaper upside down. You go in and clear them all, wouldn't you? Yeah, and the manager would get a new group of decorators in. Well, in football, it's the other way around. It's the the decorators who put the wallpaper upside down stay. Anyway,
speaking of the decorator,
I'll be interested to see his scoring. He might think I'm being a bit generous. Albert.
Oh, wait, is it, what you all about? Is it Christmas or something that's happening here?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm good, mate. Dishing that kind of the score. I get up, mate. That was a 1. Raskin's got a 3 and the rest of them got a 1. The team in general get half a point, mate. Half a point. That was dreadful. Dreadful, mate. I fell asleep. What was the final score? 2 each?
Aye.
It was dreadful, mate. Absolutely dreadful. But we said that anyway. There's nothing anyway. It's difficult. I'll cut them slack with that. It's difficult to go. You're playing for absolutely nothing. Forget all this nonsense.
Basics still better.
You should be able to pass the ball, but that's playing for the jersey, playing for that. Oh, that's nonsense. Just leave that alone, mate. They're for 33 games to play for the jersey and play for their future, and they all come up wanting. Every single one of them's all come up wanting now. The young boys need to be careful, by the way, because they're getting dragged into this now. They're putting in dreadful performances now. It's true, Aberdeen and this. All the young players that we think are going to be part of the future. They're starting to drop down to the levels of Dessers and Proper, Butland, Tav, people like that. I mean, we've got to get drag them out this mire now for the next. Well, Barry said he wanted to have 5 victories. Now he wants 4 victories. I take it he'll be coming out tomorrow and saying, "Oh, I want 4 victories now." Then after that, it'll be 3 victories, and then 2 victories. It's just nonsense, mate. The team is a shambles. The management's a shambles. The team's a shambles.
We've won 2 in 8 games, mate, since I've come in.
It's a shambles, mate. There's no point of trying to dress it up then it's a shambles. And you've got to endure it through these meaningless games. It's one of the worst ends of a season I've ever remembered, mate. I might have been worse ones it slips my memory, but this is truly in the last 10, 15 year, 20 year is the worst end of season I've ever had, mate. It's mental, mate. It's just mental. There's nothing working. End of the day, we sit and look at it and go, we're always saying give the boys a chance, and that's fine. I don't mind that at all. But the boy Bailey Rice, we've got nothing against. I've told you about him. He comes out there and he shows you what we're developing, mate. That boy he had 2 brilliant passes, one especially I heard you talking about outside his foot down to Yefty. But that was it for the day. And he just gets swamped. Their big, powerful players just swamped him. And that was him.
You wouldn't have known he was on the park between roughly that pass and when he got took off, mate.
Yeah, exactly, mate. He's ever tried to get a free kick, and that's annoying. There you are, Taverniers on the free kicks again, and it's a committee now. Bailey Rice was there, and it was a committee. He goes off, and Cherny comes on. It's a committee with him. It's a committee. They take the free kick. Obviously, they've been working at the training. Did anybody else in their team know they were going to do that? Because the only ones that reacted to their clever free kick was the St Mirren players, who, by the way, they're not a good team. That's a dreadful St Mirren team. And we struggling to be a dreadful team, mate. It's shocking.
We're beating 1 out of 4, mate.
It's shocking, mate.
I think we've been joined by Denver. Are you with us, Denver? Carry on, Albert. You should be with us in a second. It's what I say, and we keep on saying, it's just shocking. Meaningless games, and you still can't enjoy your football. You can't go out there and say, look, show us what you've got. I know we're no winning leagues or winning cups or anything. So let's play it out there and see what you've got. Change the formation, try a different thing. He's standing on that sideline. You watch the St Mirren manager, he's up for it. All the players are up for it. You look at our bench, they're all sitting down. Butland's in the back having a cracking jokes with somebody in the back. I don't know who he's talking to, but they're cracking a couple of jokes. Ferguson's standing on the sideline with his hands in his pockets, and I went, well, we really look up for this, Barry, don't we? You're looking at Dessers. He's not even looking at. And by the way, see the kick-off. Watch the kick-off.
It took us two or three times to get to sort out who's kicking off. And they decide it was Dessers. No, Dessers decides, no, you, Diomande, you come in and take it. No, he doesn't want to take it. Raskin's got it. I'll take it. He takes it. He passes the ball back to Proper and they couldn't pass it back in a straight line. Proper had to go running and stretching to get the ball for the kick-off, mate. For the kick-off. And you're saying, well, this is not going to be good, this at all. This is not going to go good. There
was moments of some of the game. I'll forget about the goals. And we can talk about their goal offside or no. And Barrett looked offside, but then when you saw it with a still, it looked as if it's slightly been cut back. The boy was in front of the defender, but the ball was.
No. He was offside when the ball got passed to the first player. He's offside then. Watch it again. The back corner going across the box, he wasn't offside. Well, he could have been, but he was blatantly offside when the ball went to the first player who put it across the box.
Bizarrely with the rules now, mate.
But that's the same phase. They scored for that phase. It's not a second phase, and it scored for that phase. And he's blatantly offside, mate. I knew they were going to get it, but you just knew. I mean, referee Colin Steen. You need to have a word with him, AK Colin Steen. That's no good refereeing that.
I think
it was Colin Stephen, no Steen.
Steen, Colin Steen, mate.
I think Denver's with us now. All right, Denver.
Hi, good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh.
No good, man.
Been better down there.
You know what that really bugs me is the four of us are all in the same agreement, and we see the same things week after week after week, and nothing changes. And Ferguson's sitting there saying we had a great week in training. We're moving forward, and as Albert says, we want to win the next 5 games or 4 games or whatever it is. And my God, how Diomande stayed on that park. Every time he got the ball, he gave it away to somebody. Unbelievable, man. I can't believe it. Oh.
He spends too much time in his backside, and then when he does get fouled, you don't sure if it's a foul or he's playing for one. AK?
Aye.
Aye, Denver.
Aye.
They just don't look to be there. Their mind's elsewhere. They're just going through the motions, and it's unacceptable. But it's not just, the last half dozen games we've seen it. We've seen it for the last 6-7 years, even under Gerrard. See, go back to his first 2 years in tenure, he was pulling his hair out in interviews back then. And it just, it's a cycle of doom. I don't know what the answer is. We need a clear it, but we can't get rid of them all, as Ox and everybody says, because of the finances.
The first thing you need to do, you need to get some physicality and some pace into that team. Yeah, because if you watched Tav Suter Proper at one point try to run the day, yeah, it was in the first half they all tried to get back. The ball was played over them. They're miles short of me. They're all towing caravans, and the guys we thought were quick. And Seattle and Jeffrey, bomb scares, Denver.
How far back is Jeffrey gone? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I championed him a bit at the start of the season, mate.
Aye.
Set up.
Exactly. I remember that, and I was up for it as well, but I can't believe how that boy's regressed. I don't know whether it's just being a member of that team of Ox, It just, oh, God. Even my boy didn't get up this morning.
I'm quite
Even
happy.
My boy, he's still lying in his bed yet.
That's the best place. I wish I was lying in my bed.
I thought you were going to say I wish I was lying beside him, man.
Oh, steady you. Alex, see that they're in the beach? Well, they must have been in the beach all season, because I don't see any difference for that performance to other performances I've watched during the year, mate. It's dreadful. It's dreadful. Yeah. I was putting it at the beginning of the year doing a rebuild, and we're going to get there. There's things that happen, blah blah blah. Clement needs cut him a bit of slack, that. No, you need to be brutally honest about it, mate. The players are not good enough. They're just simply not good enough. We can dress up any way we want. We can say they're no this or no that. The amount of times they get caught in possession. Suter get caught twice the day. They should have been goals, both of them. Proper get caught. Diomande just continually gets caught in possession with every game he plays. He gets caught in possession constantly, and bad positions as well.
Bailey Rice.
Bailey Rice get caught in possession. Jeffrey get caught in possession. Tav get caught in possession. It's ridiculous, mate. It's basic football. You learn it at primary school if you've got a decent PT teacher who used to take the football teams. One of the things that don't get caught in possession, you just don't get caught in possession, mate. And you're a bad player if you do. Wingers are allowed to get caught in possession because they've got to dribble by people. But anybody else, no, definitely not caught. But we're goalkeeper nearly get caught in possession. Christ's sake, what's going on? It's mental,
that
mate.
boy
It's
missed some
absolutely mental.
sitter, didn't he? That boy missed some sitter.
I mean, again, we get caught with a big lumpy centre forward up against our defence and we fall apart, mate. We cannot handle. And that guy's not particularly good, but we can't handle him. He's just barging him out the way, running with the ball. You have to try to tackle. It's sore to watch, mate. It really is sore to watch. How many times did their players square him up and then just walk right straight by him, mate, and cross the ball?
And in the first half, mate.
Walk by him.
I walk by him. Yeah, walk by him. Oh, that boy. Yes, mate.
I was going to say, how do we think that young Curtis feels? Left on the bench. Cortez left on the bench. Danilo left on the bench.
Delighted.
What are we doing here?
Absolutely delighted.
Aye. I wouldn't want to go in that team. I am happy with him.
What message is that sending though to these players?
It's sending they don't want them. That's Clement and knew him doesn't want him. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd be like that. I'd be at my agent saying, "Get me out of here. I want out of here." I know a lot of people want rid of Cortez because they don't rate him. They've never seen him really, but they don't rate him. I think that's a bit unfair. But Danilo, if I was Danilo, I'd be like my agent, "Get me out of here." And I'm telling you right now, some of the players that you want to keep will start thinking the same way. I'm out of here. I'm going. This is no right. I'm not taking this.
Things have to move quick, mate. Things have to move quick. It's in the hardest bit, mate, Albert, I say it constantly, and I'll come to Denver. The hardest bit, Denver, is getting players out that you don't want.
That's my concern, Knox, because, I was sitting there watching that this morning, and I'm thinking, this time next year, we might be watching the same dross, and that terrifies me. The fact that there's going to be the players that played through that the day, and they'll still be here next season. And, you can try and look positive all you want about this takeover. But as you say, there'll be guys that you just can't get rid of. And that's it.
Yeah, because, I did get sent an article today that Latondo's coming back because he's loans. So that'll...
beauty.
Yeah.
You're just saying that to make me feel good, ain't you? You're just saying that to me. Thanks a lot.
Aye, listen, things have to. And by the way, the start of this is going to be a goalkeeper and two centre halves.
Oh, definitely.
Two goalkeepers, Ox. Two goalkeepers. After the day, that Kelly, he's a bomb scare, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, he's no better than Kelly.
I've always said there should be no Kellys anywhere near Rangers.
Exactly.
Enough with that, you. You'll get my feather on the phone to you.
I don't mind him. He gets a pass. He's a gentleman. And Mrs.
I'll tell you right now, Ox, I would play Alec Kelly and go rather than any of the
Well, I'll tell you what, we will have to get it in. We will have to get it in,
Big Stevie next to me. No chance. Clean sheets every week.
I'll tell you what.
But the way forward, a goalkeeper and two centre-halves. Absolutely.
That's the start, mate. That's the start.
That's just the start. I say we need a whole new defence. Because if you watch the two fullbacks today, man, how many crosses did win out of our box? Every time we went down the wing, they go across. Every time. No, sometimes. Every time. And you're going, you do know it's your job to cut them out, son. I'm looking at the two. Tav's Tav. No, I mean, he's been doing it for years, mate. He's doing it for 10 years. Can't cut crosses out. But Jeffrey, you're going, it's your job, son, to cut that out. You've got to do everything in your power to stop the crosses coming in. But not every cross, bang, 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 in all the time.
He was a problem with this. And I'll tell you another thing. That's always been my problem with the 3-5-2. Because see when you what they try to do today, Diamondi, the more adventurous role. Would you agree with that? He was slightly at times at the start of the game, more in front of Bailey and Raskin, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Aye,
So when our fullbacks started going to tight and playing as fullbacks, and then the two were back, Raskin and Bailey were going back next to the centre half, you end up with 7 defenders in the midfield.
I think, but I think before we start talking tactics and positions and things like that, and style of play, just go to look at these players and say they're bad players. They're just bad players, mate. There's no matter what system you put with these players in, they're not going to do it. They're bad players. And Denver's right, by the way. The worst nightmare in your life, man, is most of them stay here for next year. I can't watch them again, by the way. This is ridiculous. One or two. There's the young boys, I'm hoping they're going to come good. I'm hoping they're going to come good. They're not proving they're good. They're just, you see something in them, but they're not anywhere near what they should be. But the rest of them, like Dessers, Mutland, Tav, Suter, Proper, they're all dead in water as far as I'm concerned.
Would you give John Suter a new contract? And his performances since he came back from injury?
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Nah, wouldn't he, mate? I was thinking about it for a while there. That
boy should never have been at Ibrox in the first place. He's a half centre off, and that's all there is about it. I've always maintained that.
The thing about John is he's not going to get any quicker, is he?
No, he's not, and he's trying to do his best today, but trying to win every ball, every single ball, because he can't trust anybody around about him. You know what I mean?
Did you see Proper by that second goal, mate?
Oh, it's dreadful. It's painful to watch. They were all arguing at one point. Do you see them all? They're all trying to get into position for their goalkeeper taking a kick out, and Salah's trying to come inside to challenge the centre half before the ball comes down, and Proper's pushing him outside, and Suter's pushing him. You're gonna. They don't even know where they're supposed to be. What's happening here? What are you saying?
Anyway, Denver, sum it up.
Absolute dross. That's the only way I can say it. I mean,
are you talking about me up there and AK here?
As AK said, for season after season, we've watched the same drivel, and I keep maintaining the common denominator is Tav. I know we all love Tav, and he's all contributed goals and all that, but he is the common denominator in the whole thing, and that's I'll stick by that. I hope the boy gets a testimonial, and if he does get a testimonial, I'll fly out for it. But he is the common denominator of the dross we've had to watch in the last few seasons.
Right, don't bother flying out, Denver. We'll send him to you. You can have it in your backyard, as far as I'm concerned.
Denver,
I'll just let you know, I might get a chance to see Ryan Kent playing tonight. He's playing here with Seattle Sounders. So
just
I'm
send the money
to
Denver. We'll look after him for you in the pub.
Anyway, guys, all the best, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
See you later, cheers, Denver.
Albert.
I don't know what to say anymore, mate. I think everybody said it, and as Fox has just said, look the bright side. There's only 4 games to go. it's 4 games that we've all paid for, not or 3 years, 3 home games. We've paid for these games, I know. It's all cost us money. It's cost us what, about £30 a game, something like that. It's cost you about a big note nearly to watch nothing. Oh, cheers, Rangers! Thanks for that. That's the sort of stuff we want. It needs to change, and it needs to change, mate. And it needs to change quick.
We'll debate it, by the way. Listen, I disagreed with you at the time, yeah?
What about?
Yeah, about Clement. But I've doffed my hat to you, mate. I think you might have been right.
Not an inch forward we moved, mate. Not an inch.
But in fact, it's
going back the way.
Aye, it's got worse.
Exactly.
AK.
Aye, can't say a hell of a lot. But thanks for Denver joining us, Albert, the techie team, everybody that's listening. Thanks for ruining another weekend for us, Rangers. And we now look forward to the end of the season day out.
What do you...
I don't know, we'll tell you about it.
Don't worry, I'll not be with you. Don't worry about that.
Pride month, maybe a month. Right. I want a month.
You're not going to the Pride do again, mate. Fair play to you, mate. Rangers for everyone and anyone. Yeah, Seki, should be a good day. How do we go? What do we say, mate? What do we really say? Look, we're twice winning the game. We can't keep wins out of close. The defence has got worse and worse and worse. We've arguably got our two of our first choice centre halves at the start of the season on the pitch, and it's just got worse. The fullbacks were atrocious. The goalie was poor. One of the midfielders tried his heart out as he does every game. He must be getting sick yet. The rest were poor. The young boy we're looking for to see just disappeared completely, and the two forwards were stinking. Apart from that, Albert, it was all right.
Oh, it was worth watching. Apart from all that, aye. Apart from all that, it was worth watching.
Yes.
It's
Thanks to AKA, thanks to Denver, all the way from Denver, Colorado. Thanks to Albert for joining us. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back between 8 and 10 on Monday, having another post-mortem and try to see what happens between now and then with our club. Things need to happen quicker and things need to move because the Bears are getting restless. Take it away, Old School Blue.